Meet Mohammed, an electronics importer in Dubai. His company requires 2 of 5 signatures, himself, 3 partners, or their attorney, to release any customer payment. Every time a customer pays, must they really know all 5 executives, copy down 5 public keys, and pay extra fees? Before 2012, yes. After P2SH, they just paid an address starting with the digit 3. To see why P2SH matters, picture the world before it existed. Every Bitcoin transaction has 2 halves. The output script, the locking conditions, sits in the transaction creating the coins. The input script containing signatures sits in the transaction spending them. To pay Mohammed the old way, the customer had to embed his entire 2 of 5 multisig script directly in their output, the OP2 opcode, then all 5 full public keys, then OP5, then OP check multisig. That output is roughly 5 times the size of a normal payment, and the customer pays the fee for every byte. This created 4 real pain points. First, Mohammed had to share the entire script, all 5 keys in exact order, with every customer who wanted to pay him. Second, customer wallets needed custom multisig support, which most didn't have. Third, the transaction itself was roughly 5 times larger, so the customer paid 5 times the fee just to send money. Fourth, and the worst for the network, that bloated script sat in every full node's UTXO set, the database of unspent outputs, until Mohammed eventually spent the coins. Thousands of nodes storing the same fat script indefinitely. The sender bore the cost of complexity that belonged to the recipient. The system was backwards. Now imagine compressing all of that into a single 20-byte fingerprint. P2SH, pay-to-script hash, splits the script in 2. Mohammed keeps the original, called the redeem script, on his side. The output that customers see is just 3 items, OP's hash 160, a 20-byte hash, and OP equal. OP hash 160 means take the SHA-256 of the input, then write PMD 160 of that result. The hash is computed once over Mohammed's redeem script. The output drops from roughly 200 bytes to 23. The complexity vanishes from the chain, replaced by a commitment. When Mohammed eventually spends those coins, validation happens in 2 stages. The spender's input contains both the signatures and the original redeem script. Stage 1. Hash the presented redeem script and check it matches the committed hash in the output. If yes, this really is the script Mohammed promised. Stage 2. Execute that redeem script with the signatures provided. If 2 of the 5 signatures verify, the spend is valid. Important point that trips people up. P2SH does not make the script secret. It defers it. Anyone watching the spend transaction sees the full redeem script in plain view. The privacy benefit isn't secrecy, it's that nobody sees it until the money moves. Now the address. BIP 13, Bitcoin Improvement Proposal 13, defines how to encode a P2SH hash as something users can paste into any wallet. Take the 20-byte hash, prepend the version byte 0x05, then run it through base 58 check, an encoding that adds a checksum and avoids confusing characters. Version byte 5 produces addresses that always start with the digit 3. Mohammed's address looks like this: 39 F6JQABIHDY HKF CHV 6USGME6NSR66GW. Customers paste it into any wallet and pay it like any other Bitcoin address. They never see the multisig at all. Here's the burden shift and the common misconception. P2SH does not make complex transactions cheaper overall. The script's bytes still exist. Would they just move? Before P2SH, the customer paid for the bloated output, and every node stored it. With P2SH, the customer pays for a tiny 23-byte output. When Mohammed spends, his transaction carries the full redeem script in the input, and he pays the fee for those bytes. The script only burdens the chain at the moment of spending, not while sitting idle. Storage cost shifts from the sender to the recipient, who knew the script all along. Elegant, but this elegance comes with a sharp edge. Because the network never sees the redeem script until spent time, it cannot tell whether the script is valid. Hash a broken script, paste it into a wallet, send Bitcoin. The address looks identical to a working one. The blockchain accepts the payment. Then someday, someone presents the redeem script to spend. Stage 1 passes, the hash matches. Stage 2 fails, the script is malformed. Those coins are now permanently unspendable. There are also rules. You cannot nest P2SH inside P2SH, and putting OP return inside a redeem script is technically allowed, but guarantees failure on every spend attempt, locking funds forever. P2SH is more than a multisig convenience. It's the template for how Bitcoin upgrades. Commit to capability via a hash, reveal it later. That same pattern enables SegWit's P2WSH and points directly toward Taproot. P2SH transformed Bitcoin from a network of addresses that hold keys into a network of addresses that hold contracts. Mohammed's customers paste a single string starting with 3, and behind it sits an entire corporate signing policy. They pay normally, he keeps control. The chain stays lean, that's the 20-byte trick.